Welcome to Fair Trade Month Chats with the Fair Trade Federation, where we discuss and explore the global movement of trade that values the health of the planet and the labor, dignity, and equality of all people. Today's session features FTF member Global Gifts.
Okay, excellent. Welcome. I'm very excited for the final installment of these conversations for the Fair Trade Federation to celebrate our members' work in Fair Trade Month this October. Excited for our next guest, but before we go to that, I want to just say if you're just tuning in for the very first time and you're not sure or you're not aware of the Fair Trade Federation and our work, please invite you to go to fairtradefederation.org and learn about our members' work and their commitment to fair trade as a fair trade enterprise. So first off, I want to introduce Alissa Head from Global Gifts. Welcome, Alissa.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Chris.
Oh, I'm very excited. Well, excellent. Well, let's get right to it. So first, just introductions. I mean, we've known each other for quite some time. I'm a huge fan, but for those who aren't aware, tell us about Global Gifts and what is it that you do there?
Sure. Well, Global Gifts is a nonprofit organization. It was started in the 1980s with Self-Help Crafts, which is now 10,000 villages. We are primarily a fair trade retailer. We've got 4 stores, 2 in Indianapolis, Indiana, 1 in Bloomington, Indiana, and 1 in Columbus, Ohio. We also have a full service website at globalgiftsft.com, and our e-commerce is really growing this year. We also have a direct relationship with fair trade artisans in Kenya. We work with them on product design and importing those products for sale in North America. I'm currently the executive director of Global Gifts. I started out in 2014 as the store manager in Columbus, Ohio. I opened that store there. And that experience gave me really good insight into why Global Gifts has had the staying power that it's had. And I learned a lot about what we've done well over the years. And I also saw areas of improvement that has helped us grow even more.
Oh, that's fascinating. What a great, a success story, right? To have 4 nonprofit fair trade stores like thriving in the Midwest. Such a great story. Thank you for sharing that. I want to ask you a seemingly very basic question. So what does fair trade mean to Global Gifts?
Sure. Well, I actually asked some of our staff, so I'm going to read some of what fair trade means to them. But I'll start out by saying that Global Gifts embraces the fair trade principles, both in the products we sell and in our own business practices. For example, if you order something from our website, your packaging will most likely be reused. We're also striving to walk the walk as a fair trade business, paying fair wages to our own staff and making sure Global Gifts is a good place to work. It's a fine line as a nonprofit because, we have a responsibility to ensure we're treating everyone fairly, from the artisans to the customers. Personally, I love the handmade products. I'm a maker. I believe supporting handmade business is important in preserving creative traditions and cultural heritage. And I love that fair trade provides fair wages for handwork, because without fair wages, the preservation of these traditions is not sustainable. But I'll go ahead and read some of what our staff said about what fair trade means to them.
That's excellent.
Our marketing manager, Sarah, says, "To me, fair trade means knowing every effort was made to make sure the products I purchase benefit both the artisan and the planet. It means knowing I'm part of a global community and being able to support equal opportunities for others around the world." Amy, our Short North store manager and e-commerce manager, says, "Fair trade is the assurance that the people who grow the chocolate bar I eat, who bead the bracelet I wear, and weave the textile for the face mask that helps to keep me and others healthy, and everything else I purchase, are not only paid a fair wage, but are also treated with dignity and respect on a personal and cultural level." Our purchasing manager and Bloomington store manager, Dave Dubicki, says, "Fair trade is about people over profits, kindness over greed. Fair trade is a glimpse into a better world, a better way of doing business, and how it could be. Fair trade is alleviating poverty through opportunity and empowering the disenfranchised." And then Melissa, our Bloomington volunteer coordinator, says, "Rather than a charity that addresses a symptom of poverty, fair trade addresses the root causes of poverty. Fair trade fights the global trade system founded upon a history of slavery and colonialism that exploits people of color and takes advantage of those who are at a disadvantage.
Boy, your team was so eloquent, and I couldn't
They're
have said that better.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're really awesome.
What a great group to draw upon, and thank you for involving them and having them share that. Yeah, and also thank you to Global Gifts for doing that, leading the way and walking the walk. I think if you look back in history of the fair trade movement, it was all about, the producer partnerships, right? And then those in the importing countries, right, were kind of asked to kind of volunteer, and sometimes that's not sustainable, right? So walking the walk, we're in every aspect of your work is really, really great. So wonderful. So I'm curious, you Global Gifts does so much. You have 4 locations, you have a huge team, you're a nonprofit, you do brick and mortar sales, you also do, I know you had at one point did a lot of offsite events and partnering with university students and also e-commerce too. That's a whole other business, and you do all of that stuff. So if you had to pick, if I asked you this question, I'm curious, like, what is it that you think is most unique about Global Gifts?
Well, yeah, that's a big question, and it
Or
kind
they're
of,
like a giant
yeah,
list
it
of
kind of
things,
depends on
right?
your perspective. I mean, I think one of the things that's unique about us is we have a very team-oriented and cooperative culture, which is why sharing everyone's perspective on fair trade was important to me.
Yeah.
As a nonprofit, we feel a responsibility to do more than just sell fair trade products, although that's our primary source of revenue and support for fair trade artisans.
Yeah.
We believe it's also our responsibility to create opportunity and develop new fair trade initiatives, both globally and in our local communities.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, great. So what is it right now? I mean, this has been a challenging year, right? Like, we have to just address that. And, I'm sure we could get into the mechanics of trying to sustain sales and livelihoods around the world, and that's really important. But, looking at what is ahead for us, what is it that Global Gifts is doing right now that's really exciting for you?
We're doing a lot of really exciting stuff this year.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
We had a lot of exciting stuff planned with our strategic plan, but then when COVID hit, it pushed a lot of stuff to the forefront. So we're doing a lot of different things. We're really embracing our nonprofit status this year. Fundraising and grant writing for new initiatives is helping us make up for the sales we missed due to being closed due to COVID-19 in the spring. We just held our first Move for Fair Trade fundraiser for Fair Trade Month. And we fell short of our goal, which was a lofty goal of $24,000. We tried to match the number of miles around the globe, but we did raise $6,000 in October for Fair Trade Month, and we had a lot of fun with our event. So we're really, looking forward to doing that again next year. And we're also planning our first fundraising gala in February 2021, which will be called Love Fair Trade. As far as sales, our e-commerce is really growing, and we're on track right now to end the year at 800% over last year. So,
oh my goodness.
I know it's been true for a lot of businesses
Yeah.
because people are shopping more from home, but we really have spent the last couple of years building the website and making it possible, like putting our whole catalog on there. And we've done a lot of fun things this year, like we've added mystery boxes and we have coffee subscriptions. So doing a lot of fun stuff with our e-commerce. And then this year in February, I had the privilege to travel to Kenya and spend some time knitting with the artisans there. They learned to knit in school. They all know how to knit. And so this is the Creation Hive Artisan Group. And they've created some wonderful products for us this year, some East African Kitenge products and some Kenyan merino wool knitwear that supports their local textile economy, as well as paying them a fair wage for the work they're doing. And we're hoping to expand the wholesaling of their products soon. I actually have some products I want to show.
Oh, please. Yes, absolutely. Of course.
So this is
that's wonderful.
the Ann hat. It's made from Kenyan merino wool. They're all kettle dyed, hand dyed by the artisans. And they're named for the designer who designed them. So we have hats and cows.
Oh my goodness. I almost feel warmer just seeing you put that on.
And they're so soft and squishy, like they're really great and really super cute. And then after we got our initial order, now we're just retailing these this year because we're testing it out. But after we got all of our order of these in the different colors, they were like, we have all these remnants. So they made these striped ones with the remnants. So we brought these in too. And they're just a lot of fun. And they have the artisan's name is, I don't know if you can see that, but it's
Absolutely. Yes.
here. So really fun products, really high quality. And we're very excited about these this year.
Yeah. And merino wool is, I mean,
yeah,
just go and research what merino wool is, and that sells it right there, aside from the story and the partnership.
Yeah. And it's local from Kenya, from sheep there, and from their textile mill. So really great products.
That's fantastic. Well, boy, that's very exciting. I'm so glad to hear that. And I just want to call this out because I was talking with a colleague last week, Safia Mini, who's the founder of People Tree, on the World Fair Trade Organization Fair Trade Instagram Live session. And we were talking about, it's so amazing to think about the characteristics that make a fair trade enterprise, right? A fair trade enterprise. Also, we're seeing helps them sustain over challenging times like we're having this year, right? The same characteristics like long-term partnerships and the innovation, and also mission primacy, like making sure that the producers and artisans that were, selling the products from them, that they're in our minds that as every business decision, all of those things, and the creative team culture, all the other things that you just explained about what makes unique, Global Gifts unique, also helps you, in my observation, be more sustainable and be able to adapt and pivot to changing times. So this is just, you're a perfect example of that. So thank you for sharing all those great things. So looking at the future, right? And think about your introduction to fair trade and your journey through Global Gifts, and then Global Gifts itself. Like, from all that you've learned about fair trade, what would you like to see as the future for fair trade?
I think that fair trade, we have to compete in order to be sustainable and to continue to thrive. And I think we offer a wonderful opportunity for people who want to shop more. They want to buy what they believe in. They want to purchase products that make a difference, that are made sustainably, that support people with a fair wage. Nobody, this is the Ben and Jerry's quote, but nobody wants to buy something that was made by exploiting somebody else.
Yeah.
So I think in order to do that, we have to compete and be out in front of the market, and with marketing. And I would like us to see us do more of that, although I don't know exactly what that looks like. Yeah, I mean, I know what it looks like for Global Gifts.
Yeah.
I like what you say about co-opetition. I like to see us working together to creating more opportunities to educate people about fair trade and what fair trade means. So I think I'd like to see that. Like, I'd like to see some sort of marketing campaign that we can all get behind, sharing our stories. I also have another quote from one of our volunteers.
Awesome.
That is sort of about the future of fair trade. Her name is Catherine, and she's one of our volunteers in Bloomington. And she said, fair trade is essential if we want to see a future that can combat climate change and end systemic oppression. Fair trade is an essential path on the way to that future. And I think that's true.
That's fantastic, boy. No one could say it better than that. That's really excellent. I really like that you focus on the commercial case, right? Because I've seen so many amazing fair trade enterprise, maybe not necessarily see the potential of connecting with this community of consumers that, like you said, they want to, as I've been saying it, they want to express their values in the marketplace, just like Global Gifts and you and everyone connected wants to express their values in some way. And I just think we have to show them the path, like you said. It's so well put. I really appreciate that very much, Alissa. Well, thank you so much for all you do, and say thank you to the team at Global Gifts for contributing to this. That was really, really excellent.
I will. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, excellent. And this wraps up our final episode for Fair Trade Month. Again, please go to fairtradefederation.org and check out the work of our members. Please go to Global Gifts FT, correct?
That's right.
Excellent. And support Global Gifts and your fair trade, your local fair trade store retailer, whether e-com or socially distanced in person, whatever is the safest option to show solidarity with fair trade. And thank you very much, and have a fantastic holiday season. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us, and visit our website to learn more.